So welcome everybody to another episode of the Brewmasters Club cast. Here is what you have to look forward to in tonight's episode.
Eesh. Oh boy. My community washer just broke on my clothes, so I brought a bunch of sopping wet clothes into the dryer, which also broke. And my neighbor has his own personal washer and dryer, and he's just out there drying his shit with a grin on his face. He's just going, "Hi neighbor, how's it going?"
Why don't you ask him?
Just he's using the thumbs in his dryer to like his benefit, and it's sickening because he's like, "Hi bud, thump, 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 thump." Like, don't talk to me, Shane. I don't have time for you.
Giving Shane a shout out here on the podcast.
Yeah, Shane, get the big old shout out.
Are we done airing our dirty laundry?
Ugh, you guys need to just stop it. It's not towels, it's just sheets. They're the sheets I sleep on. Do you understand?
Sound like a wet blanket.
Yeah, I hate you guys.
Well, alrighty then.
All right. And a 3. And 2. And I was like, baby, you guys on or not?
Not good.
We're doing the countdown, honey. You said it darn too.
I was about to say it's made with real boot for $6. Real
shitty. You have to
shitty.
listen to it, so I don't know if that's going to do any good for you.
Don't do it, Ryan.
All claps.
He's going to do it.
Friends.
All right.
That's fair.
Just wait.
Why is it doing that?
Nobody needs to know that. It was summertime. It's okay.
No one needs to know that, Donnie. Listen to Ryan. It's a loose problem that Japan has.
Okay. What? Oh my gosh, this is spiraling so hard out of control.
So many like stories.
Stop. The question was
mouse flicks and chill.
Mouse flicks and chill, huh? You better believe it.
You got to be a dick about it, don't you?
You're right in the middle.
I think
unless it's 90%, like you can't win.
How would it be 90%? It's either he is or he isn't. So it doesn't really matter. Mouse loves old week's news.
I do. That's all I read when I'm drinking my oatmeal. That's how people eat it. They drink it, right?
It's okay to hang your sheets out to dry. There's a 50% chance of rain.
Go sheet yourself.
I hate you. You crazy mother.
Welcome to the official podcast of the Brewmasters Club, Craft Brews and Geek News. Sit back, pour yourself a pint, and let's get into it. Now here's the founder of the Brewmasters Club and your host, Donnie Gallagher.
Welcome, Craft Beer. My name is Donnie. This is the official podcast of the Brewmasters Club, Craft Brews and Geek News. We talk about national stories, local flavors, and our favorite geeky nuggets of pop culture. I am joined this evening by my good friend, Mr. Lousman. How are you, sir?
I think we've already established that.
Yeah. All right, there's enough there. And Ryan, Broodboy813, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing really good.
Comparatively.
Comparatively. Yeah, I'm good. Nope.
We are going to just go ahead and get into things right away here. First off, we always start off with our famous segment, What Are You Drinking? What are you going to drink? I am actually drinking an oldie but a goodie. I don't know what you guys brought this evening, but I can kick it off unless, Lousman, you want to go first?
No, you kick it off. I have to go get mine out of the fridge.
Is no one prepared?
I mean, I prepared all day for not getting screwed over all day. And then that still happened. So, what do you want?
Improvise, adapt, and overcome, my friend.
Yeah, I'm currently adapting.
You're adapting to wet sheets. I get it. Your washer's
to get
broken.
hammered. Yeah.
All right. Well, again, oldie but goodie. I brought a oldie but a goodie here. The Coppertail Unholy, which is, Ryan, as you are well aware, one of my favorite beers of all time. It is it's a Belgian triple. It is a very drinkable triple. It's got a nice little Belgian kind of banana bread flavor that I enjoy so very much. It goes great with seafood. It's got a really high alcohol rating, and it's just a good, fresh local beer. I've talked about this about a million times. I really, really enjoy Coppertail's Unholy, and that's all I really have to say about it.
We might actually be at Coppertail Saturday late afternoon because we're going to be down that way shopping at a really big store called IKEA. So we might stop in for some of that. Maybe try some Unholy on tap.
Yeah, typically when I go down there, I do try to stop by Coppertail just because it's wonderful and the brewery is great. And actually, if you're down there and you're going to go to the brewery itself, you could check out I forget what it's called exactly, but the one that I had that supports the Florida Aquarium. You should check that out too. I think it's called like Golden Reef or something like that. It's really good. Yeah. Awesome. Well, what'd you bring this evening?
Myself, I went to Aldi's of all places and found
Aldi.
Yeah. It was a 6-pack for $6.49, and it's a Belgium amber ale called Boot Tread. It's made with Says hops. Yes. Please, come on, Las. I've been waiting for this.
I was about to say it's made with real boot for $6.
Well, there's some sort of maltiness from that, I'm sure. But no, it's made with Cascade and Says hop. It's actually really good. It's delicious to the point that it doesn't purely taste like a Belgium would taste, even though it is a Belgium. But it's there. It's subtle. You could drink it all day, and it's actually not terrible. So not a bad pickup for $6.50 a 6-pack. So
no, sounds all right. The reviews aren't stellar on it. I'm just looking those up.
You can't go into these things with expectations. That's what I say.
It's true.
How is that possible?
It's an amber ale though, so I mean it's got that amber caramelly mosaic sort of feel
Color?
to it, and but it's a Belgium at the same time. So I like it. That's all that matters. I'll drink it.
All right. Well, good. No, that's great. Mr. Lossman, what'd you bring?
Brought Tropical Torpedo, seen by Sierra Nevada.
Oh, our unofficial sponsor?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just such a gloomy Gus tonight. I can't seem to get it together. But Tropical Torpedo, love it. If I'm completely honest, I was in Publix. The guy in front of me picked up the last case of Torpedo, like the normal Torpedo. And I go, you got the last case of Torpedo. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, sorry about that, man. I go, it's cool. I go, I'll just get the Tropical Torpedo. And he goes, oh, well, there's that too. I was like, ugh. I was like, well, he's like, you didn't need to be a dick about it. I was like, you probably could have just been like, oops, sorry, I got the last one. But
a little pretentious at the beer counter.
This was at the Publix, like, carry, like, this is actually at the counter, like the roundabout thing. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, he didn't need to announce the fact that you were the winner. Like, you could have just said, like, ow, that stinks. But true to form, that's how this week goes. So Tropical Torpedo, yay!
It sounds. I don't remember liking that one particularly well, but I think it's a little bit more citrusy, right? A little bit more.
Yeah,
like
it's
fruity.
not very different than the actual Torpedo, which is just
standard.
fine.
I think it's more sessionable too. It kind of has like a you know what I'm talking about. You're shaking your head. Yep.
It's quite sessionable.
Well, good.
Quite.
I'm sorry, man. You sound like you're having a bad couple of days.
About a week? You want to try 2 weeks? Yeah.
I feel like this is where we cue the music for the Friends opening.
Oh, cue that music. Just do it. Oh, the Friends music? You talking about?
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be this way. Da, 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 da.
When you said that, it reminded me of the All Claps version of the Friends theme song. The All Claps version is terrifying. Have you never heard it?
I've never seen it.
Donnie, do me a favor. Cue that up right now in the mix.
It's real scary. It's just like it's nonstop clapping. It just goes clap, 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 clap.
Yeah.
Should I do it on my phone?
Real
I mean, you have to
shitty.
listen to it, so I don't know if that's going to do any good for you.
Don't do it, Ryan.
All claps.
He's gonna do it.
Friends.
All right.
That's fair. It's exactly how this week goes.
Music.
And last week, it's fine.
All right, let's give him 30 seconds here, folks.
Why is this? Why?
Just wait.
Why is it doing that?
It starts off and all of a sudden it gets out of sync.
Who does this?
Someone with a lot of time on their hand.
This is horrifying.
I like the way you said a lot of time on their hand.
Nah.
Finish strong.
Just
I
my
just like-
neighbor of this bullshit.
Well, it starts off okay, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, you're off. This is off. Oh, this is painful to listen to. All right,
Well,
are you guys ready?
I'd be okay if I never heard that again, except for when I listened to this podcast.
Yeah, we're
Not
sorry
okay.
about that.
It's fine.
We'll see.
By the way, I did not win the beer competition. I don't know if I mentioned that.
You did You did not mention that. Yeah, what happened? I did want to hear that.
Well, in a nutshell, I thought it was going to be fan based or voter based, but it was not. It was based on the brewers, and nothing wrong with that at Tampa Bay Brewing Company. One IPA won for the IPA category, but two sours won, and I forget what the other one was. That one, it was like a weird off thing. Nobody really cheered for it when they actually announced the winner, so I don't think many people had it.
This one guy going, woo!
Yeah, pretty much. That was the take on that. But I got some really good feedback on the beer. There was a lot of actually repeat drinkers, if you will, and
Been there myself.
some people even came back 4 and 5 times. We actually, Donnie, so your coconut and lime ale is officially called the Summer Gallagher. Just so you know.
Gallagher.
Love that.
Sounds good. I'm in on that.
Yep. And so there was
Except
a
that
lot of people loving it. But
Except you launched it in December, but that's fine.
Who cares?
Nobody needs to know that. It was summertime. It's okay.
No one needs to know that, Donnie. Listen to that.
we can add a little extra coconut and call it the Winter Gallagher next time. I don't care.
Dude, that's fantastic. Oh, I love that.
I guess we could. I like the name
So
of that,
it was, but all in all, it was a great experience, and people really loved it. So it was a shame we didn't win, but at the same time, we won based on the people that came back and told us how great the beer was. Made friends with a Pasco County hop brewer or hop grower, excuse me, that it wants us to do a podcast out there with him.
In the field.
And
Can we actually call it that?
Christian actually made friends with a Citrus Park hop grower. So I'm going to get that information soon. Might be
Christian
doing
Roberts?
No, Christian Brew.
No, Christian Brew.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it was a great experience, and we look forward to the next one.
How sick would an actual episode look if we were in the middle of a hop field?
That would be awesome.
That'd be sick. Yeah, that'd be real sick.
Super sicky.
I know. I have a hop brewer that's a friend of mine too. He actually works at my company with me. So yeah, that'd be real sick.
Way to one up.
Yeah, no, it would be sick. I would love to do that.
Blog it, bro.
All right, are you guys ready to move on?
Sure.
Short.
Oh, well, still sounds so sad. We have a number of great stories here. First off, there was a story that was brought up to our attention via the group, actually, and it was a result of the recent conversation that's taking place about the aluminum tariffs that are leaving craft brewers with the tab. The Trump administration has been imposing tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from Europe, Canada, and Mexico. So steel imports will be taxed at 25%, aluminum at 10% under the proclamations of President Donald Trump signed this March 2018. Basically, Trump is stating that the aluminum and steel industry has been decimated by decades of unfair trade and bad policy from countries from around the world. So now he's trying to put a leg up for our countries, companies, and workers that are being taken advantage of by demanding free, fair, and smart trade. It's interesting that I think this is a tax on imports that is, again, backfiring in terms of hurting the U.S. economy and U.S. Craft brewers, but supposedly helping the U.S. industry. So, Ryan, you brought this up via text, I think, for the group earlier yesterday, this week, a couple of days ago, maybe. But I just wanted to put it in the article, or put this article in our notes here to talk about today, because I think it's kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know if it is benefiting, if it won't hurt or even harm the industry as a whole. But what were your thoughts as you were posting this to the group?
I don't know if it's so much about what the tariffs have become. I think it's more about what are we doing or what our business is going to do, not just craft beer itself, but what our business is going to do to offset those incurred costs. One brewery was quoted as saying that their truckloads of cans went up a couple $1,000s just to receive the shipment. Now what do they do with it? Do they absorb the cost to keep the prices the same, or do they pass it down, whether it be 25 cents, 50 cents a can or whatever? How do they adjust quickly? Because a lot of businesses go into business with the current business model. And I even saw one comment or two about, a business that can't adapt to changes isn't really a good, strong business. And I get that point. But how quickly does one need to go from, hey, this truckload cost me $2,000 to receive, but now it's cost me $5,000 and I just, overnight kind of thing? That's really where I think the conversation is. What do we do with this right here, right now, to solve the problem? Do we pass it down to the customers? Do we absorb it within the business? So that's why I think this is more important, not about the percentage of the tariffs and all of that. That's fine and dandy. I mean, things got to go up. We got to make money as a country. But what does the individual business owner do? What does the craft beer brewer do? I think is the better question.
Yep, and I totally agree. I just think that it becomes a question, like you said, of where does the burden get placed, and I think that's the biggest piece of this. Yes, the article actually referenced this Ohio brewery, Seventh Son, and the co-founder Colin Castor, and the fact that he's saying it really is hurting his business, increased equipment prices and all sorts of stuff. So I get it that it may be a little bit brash, but at the same time, do you think this ultimately will help the U.S. steel and aluminum trade? I mean, or do you think this will hurt it, because ultimately, if people are getting forced to buy or purchase imported goods that are at a higher rate, essentially the economy, as in us, will have to eventually subsidize that, because this business will not be able to sustain if they keep getting, they keep paying more and more for the same product, same good. Yeah,
it's basically a higher tax in a sense. I think, and I'm no global expert, but or global market expert. I think that
I mistook Ryan as a global expert.
Well, since you are our local global tax expert, just to weigh in on that.
Well, you have to look at countries like Japan. Japan doesn't have anything because they're an island nation, and they constantly outsource things. So when they start doing things like shipping out a whole bunch of stuff, then they don't have anything to back it up. So they're just a tiny little island. So like, you'll have that. We don't have that problem.
We don't. I don't know what problem you just described.
It's a loose problem that Japan has.
Okay. Why is this about Japan all of a sudden?
Look, man, Japan, they've got that shit coming to them. I don't know what you want from me, all right?
China.
Yeah. Nah, dude, it's China all day. It's Japan.
Sorry. Well, at the end of the day, we all, anytime we do anything, anytime we spend money, buy something from the grocery store, buy clothing, whatever, we all absorb the cost of what a business presents to us, and whether you buy a $6 beer or a $7 beer, you're helping that company, that business, absorb the cost within their price point to pay for the grains, to pay for the labor, to pay for the overhead, to pay for all the other stuff. I think back to when the whole healthcare thing was going on, and Papa John's came out and said, my customers are going to have to pay 50 cents more for a pizza. I mean, we all balked at it for a little while, but then we were like, well, I mean, still good pizza. So if there's an average, if it's a volume average that makes it a little bit littler than what the thousands of dollars per truckload. Let's say the beer goes from $6 a pint to $6.50. I don't know if people are really going to balk at that, because we're already spending $6.50 or $6. You know what I mean? In Chicago, we went there a couple years ago for our honeymoon. People were spending $20 for a mixed cocktail that you can go buy a bottle of vodka with. So I really don't think in the end it's going to play a huge factor. I think it's just going to be a daily absorption that we take in with our daily lives. So
just another thing we got to get used to.
Yeah, and if I can get a little scientific, there's a thing called homeostasis. Homeostasis. When homeostasis is good, everything is normal. Everybody goes about their daily business. It's almost like you're on autopilot. Everything works out. The moment something comes in that disrupts homeostasis, say this tariff, people get an influx, and eventually it comes back to homeostasis in maybe 2, 3, 4 years' time. So that's my metaphorical, philosophical take on it. And it sucks, but that's the name of the game. And if it helps our country, then fine. If it hurts our country, then I'm not okay with it. So,
I mean, I think taxing stuff from overseas is a fine way to try to boost the economy. I'm not sure if it does. But Lossman, go ahead. You said you were about to say something.
Just a quick interrupt. Ryan, we didn't go to Chicago for our honeymoon. You said that. We went there for a bachelor party. Totally different.
I
Ryan
went there for my honeymoon. And when we went there for a bachelor party, we did not spend $17 on a mixed cocktail. Because we were drinking beer and eating pizza and doing all kinds of crazy, stupid stuff.
Fries.
Exactly. From
You're referring to the
car, from McDonald's.
The French fries off the alleyway in Chicago. That's totally different. It's not.
Exactly.
I just like how Laos, you asserted yourself stating that Ryan didn't know where his honeymoon was.
Nope. Well, he said we, and I'm like, no, we went there for a bachelor party.
No, he meant himself.
You went there. Yeah, I know you, Ryan, went there for a...
I was on the 98th or 95th floor dining in posh environments, spending $250 on a fish dinner that
Ryan, I dined on
I experienced
Chicago.
Great stuff.
The first floor of Chicago is an alley, just so you know. And those French fries don't get any sweeter the deeper you go. So just enjoy the fact that you were on a floor and you were not on the floor.
How about that walk to the zoo? Well, yeah, that too.
That was a great walk to the zoo. I'm hammered through that. It was a good time. Probably the best time I ever had at a zoo.
Oh my gosh, this is spiraling so hard out of control.
So many stories.
Yeah. Welcome aboard, everyone.
Okay.
Spaceship Week.
All right.
If Miles is going down, he's taking everybody with him.
Taking us all with him right now.
Let's all go. It sucks.
All right. Well, that was interesting. Thank you all for your genuinely non-relevant input.
What do you want, man?
Wait, did you just say we're not relevant?
No. I get it. It's
not relevant. I can guarantee that. It's definitely not relevant.
Moving on.
A lot of Japan talk.
Is this where I get quiet? Because this looks like a bunch of...
Sounds about right.
No, trust me. You'll be in on this. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Just pretty quiet yourself.
So we're moving on to the geek news section of the podcast here. We are about halfway through this thing. And essentially, the Star Wars story spinoff On Hold, the story that we covered last week from Collider, has a little bit of a break. So we talk about Star Wars in just about every single one of our podcasts, only because there has been so much Star Wars stuff going on over the last 2 years that it's almost hard not to. But there's a new story, and I only put it on here just to put a caveat or a little pin in our hat, because we had talked about why the spin-off hold may have started, or what is the concisest behind that. The Obi-Wan movie specifically possibly is rumored for the Disney streaming service, which we called. We actually talked about that in our last episode. So that streaming service launches sometime in 2019, probably in the fall or summertime, but exclusive for home, and that it will be the exclusive home for the Obi-Wan film, possibly. I just wanted to put it out there, or throw it out there, that even with a 2019 start date for the production, the startup film has no announced screenwriter. Meanwhile, there's a Mos Eisley film that would focus on the wretched hive of scum and villainy in Tatooine. That was also going to be previously reported as the Boba Fett movie by Logan director and co-writer James Mangold. So all in all, there's still things moving along. But Ryan, Lausman, do you think that the Obi-Wan movie may be the thing that kicks off Mouse Flicks, or the Netflix of Disney?
I never heard of Mouse Flicks. That's a pretty good one. I like that.
Is that a coined phrase? Because I'm wondering.
It was good, right? Like, it just felt good when he said it. I was like, I didn't hear this before now, but man, I like that.
Mouse flicks.
Yeah, that was good, dude. That was solid. Sorry, Neds. Well, don't try out for it. Come on now.
No.
Oh, it's been a while.
Well, one of you
Jesus
answered the
Christ.
question. Well, one of you answered the question I
I
asked.
don't know. Talk to Smash Mouth over there.
I'm still stuck on mouse flicks. I'm sorry.
We'll get
Yeah,
past
it's
mouse
pretty
flicks.
great.
God.
It's a good one though. It's a real good one.
Okay, I didn't come up with it. It was from the playlist article. So please just move along.
So many things I can think about with that.
I know, right?
These aren't the terms you're looking for.
I mean, it might be. I kind of really like that one, but that's fine. Ugh.
The question. Stop. The question was
mouse flicks and chill.
mouse flicks and chill. Huh? You better believe it.
Oh, that's great. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have derailed. You shouldn't have.
I didn't derail anything.
Yeah, well, you were on that tangent. Come on now.
We want to go there. We just haven't gone fully in yet.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
all right.
fantastic.
Damn it.
That was good.
Ryan, do you think the Disney streaming service, aka Mouseflix, will be kicked off with the Obi-Wan standalone spin-off movie?
Oh, it'll be kicked off with something. Sure. Yeah. I guess.
I mean, given the recent
okay.
News and updates of what's happened now with the spin-offs being put on hold. I mean, is that a right place for that? Do you think that's the logical play? I mean, we kind of said it might be, but really now that it's kind of laying out that it could.
They would get a whole lot of subscriptions real fast.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me rephrase that. They would get a whole lot of subscriptions really fast.
Well, imagine if they did that for the Obi-Wan, and then they continued to do it. So that Saga films maybe came out in theaters still, but some of the other stuff came out, on the streaming series.
Oh, even in like a mini series at some point.
Yeah, 10 episodes or whatever.
Y'all, dude, take that. Yeah, take it and run. Absolutely.
But see, I have to disagree with that.
Why?
Only because of the Clone Wars. So the Clone Wars, yet again, were supposed to be, I think they were 2005 to 2010, were all the series. That's how long it's supposed to last. Fantastic, animated. I get that. We're going to lose a lot of people when it's animated. But that was something that just came out and Netflix bought up and just had at its disposal. I don't think you're going to be able to launch a movie and really be able to keep it just on Netflix and have it make a profit. Like, I think you have to be able to launch a movie, put it everywhere you can, and then when it's eventually available to be put on digital or whatever, maybe then you can curtail it to mouse flicks. But I think that's one of those things that you have to put it on every single forefront in order to get that maximum, refund or whatever, maximum
ROI.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
So
Return on investment. I think I hear what you're saying, but if Mouseflix says, "Hey, we're premiering our launch date, we're going to stay out of May. We're going to go December 2019 or whatever," and they say exclusively Obi-Wan movie only available. Exclusive and only available sends everybody there. You will get millions of Star Wars fans to sign up just to see it. Here's my point. I only paid for Crunchyroll to watch Dragon Ball Super once a week. I paid 4 times a month, $6.99 a month, just to watch Dragon Ball Super in Japanese with English subtitles.
yeah,
That's the only reason I paid for Crunchyroll, was to watch Dragon Ball Super. Now, I watched a few other things, but that wasn't my main purpose for selling it. If they do the same thing with these spin-off movies, they're going to more than offset their volume with everything.
yeah, and to fight your point is that the Netflix movie. Have you guys seen Annihilation with the girl from, I think, Pirates, Natalie Portman? No, she's from Star Wars. She's from
Keira Knightley?
No, it was Natalie Portman.
Keira Knightley.
Oh,
Yeah, Keira Knightley's from Pirates. The girl that's in Annihilation is Natalie Portman, and it's like basically it's like a group of girls that go and like solve this mystery. It's like a alien dome that's like coming in or encroaching on like the the rest of the planet, whatever. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. It was a couple $1 million. I think it was 10 million, 50 million to actually film, and they actually launched it only on Netflix, and it was highly successful. In fact, almost everywhere else in the world, it was only on Netflix. Here, it actually went out in the movie theater for like 3 or 4 weekends and then was actually kicked back to Netflix. So it's an interesting business model, but I bring that up because that's a company like Netflix doing that. If it was Disney that launches a full-length feature film on their streaming service, I think it could look very different from what it does, from what the landscape looks now. And I think that Disney is going to our conversation in episode 70 or even 69, Disney is going to own this space or die trying because they want to. So I think that we're going to see some weird stuff like this come out of that subscription service, to your point, Ryan, to make it worth the $10 or $15 a month that it will be.
Not to mention everything that they're going to, well, maybe you said this, maybe I missed it. Everything that they're acquiring to that deal with Fox.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's part of that 74 million or 71.4 million that we talked about last episode as well. Is that
billion?
Yeah. Sorry, did I say million? I meant billion. they are acquiring real estate as fast as possible to make sure that they own that space. And so this is again, there's nothing. So the funniest part about this whole thing, Star Wars, Lucasfilm had never once said, yeah, look forward to the Obi-Wan. Oh yeah, look forward to the Boba Fett. Oh yeah, look forward to all these spinoffs. They never had confirmed any of these things. This is all speculation at this point. But there's given Solo and the kind of backlash that happened, all this speculation is just happening because all the fans, care about the property so much. So it's a bunch of Tashi Station speculation, but I'm kind of sipping the Kool-Aid. I do believe the Obi-Wan may be that premier event that kicks off the streaming service. It just very well could be. It won't be next year because next year, 2019, is episode 9. That's coming out December 2019. But
true.
We'll see what happens 2020. The streaming service should be out by then, so who knows?
Yeah, what do you want from me? I mean, I get it. Like, other channels have done this similar type of thing, and they've been very successful. But you can't do a Star Wars anything and keep it reserved to like a Netflix or Mouseflix or whatever. Like, I mean, this is not going to work. I don't think.
Well, it's not just Star Wars though. I mean, they've got a plethora of material to put out there. Plus, if they keep their same sort of chamber release movies, because every now and then they'll come out with, say, a Peter Pan, they'll release it for cinematic,
the Disney Vault,
the Disney Vault, right? They keep their vault. If people know, like, hey, I'm still going to be able to, I'm going to watch all these Disney movies, but they're going to keep Cinderella up for, say, 2 months, whatever, right? And put it back in the vault. I mean, I'm just being silly, but they have a concept that works, whereas Netflix, everything is available and then it phases out over, so they're going to do some things that are different. I'm kind of a fan of it, actually, because it creates a need in people. It creates a frenzy, if you will. And that's kind of genius on their part. So
absolutely. Yeah. That's how you keep people coming back. I mean, that's exactly how it is.
Keep them one more.
They tried to kill the Clone Wars series off in Netflix, especially. And that didn't work out well, so they brought it right back. And you know what? Nope, I'm good. I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it.
By the way, now that we're talking about it, Netflix does have episode 8 right now. Just throwing it out there. Yeah. Saw it last night.
Did you watch it again?
No, I didn't say I watched it. I said I saw it.
So you saw it last night, which means you didn't see it. You just saw it on there last night.
You noticed.
That's
it.
right. I
disregarded it.
I disregarded.
The word is disregarded. Yeah. Good call, by the way.
All right. So that's good. All right. Well, the last little piece of Star Wars news is that there was something that we posted to the Facebook group, Craft Brews and Geek News, today, and it was about Lando coming back to the Star Wars universe. And given that, Carrie Fisher is now passed, they killed off Han Solo and Luke Skywalker. So of the original big three, there's really nobody left. And Lando, Billy D. Williams' character, Lando, is essentially the last character in the legacy characters that is still or could still be represented. the news came up because Billy D actually canceled a convention appearance that was slated for September, I think, because of a filming conflict. And so they didn't say what it was, and it could have been anything that Billy D. It could have been a Colt 45. Colt 45 is the malt beer that he actually sponsors or endorses, and it could have been a commercial shoot for Colt 45 on this Craft Beer and Geek News podcast.
He could have moved that.
Right. Well, he should have moved that, but they're not sure. So the speculation again, Toshi Station speculation is that Lando is back, baby, for number 9. That might be a lot of fun if he is. It depends. He's been rumored to be in the gym and be on set, and so there's a whole bunch of rumors going around. But it'll be interesting to see. Right now, boys, if you had to take a vote, Lousman, now you can take this into a Lobot spinoff or Lobot tangent if you wanted to. But what are your odds, yay, nay, on Lando coming back for episode 9?
I'm gonna say absolutely.
Give me. I'm sorry. Give me your certainty on a percentage.
Sweet Billy D, he's gonna make it. I'm gonna say 90%. He's gonna
90%.
Yeah. Why would you not? Especially having killed off and or have other people not be able to appear in, from the original cast. I think he's absolutely. You've got to put your money on what's left. So go for it.
You dirty, dirty smuggler.
Yeah, Sweet Billy D. He's gonna be there, Colt 45 in hand, and just ripping and gripping.
Ryan, go ahead.
Who is left that's going to know him?
Us.
Well, so he could have known anybody from the original Resistance, like any of the
Maz.
Maz, I'm sure. Okay, so there's the segue into. Okay, so
Chewie,
I believe. Well, okay,
that's my favorite.
That was what I was looking for.
Yeah,
that's our favorite Wookiee. That was what I was looking for. He's the only one that would know Lando.
Well, but the higher ups and some of the people that were in the Resistance could know him too.
There's not much of the Resistance left.
Right, there's not,
and they don't know Lando.
See what they said. So what they said at the end of The Last Jedi was that they sent it out to Resistance outposts throughout the galaxy, but nobody answered the call. So like where was
he would answer the call?
Well, where was Lando then? Right, like during that thing. So
where was Lando?
Yeah, so he just wasn't paying attention. He wasn't responding to their call. Maybe he was busy. Maz didn't answer either. So where was she? At the time, I think there's a couple questions there that are unanswered. But yeah, I think there could be a couple loose ties to Lando, but I don't see, unless it's like a funeral scene or some sort of get together. Let's clashing of the Titans. Let's grab people from all different sectors of the universe. I don't know how they'd work him in, but he is kind of the last tie to the original trilogy that's really out there. So it would be interesting. And I don't know how they're going to work him in, but knowing J.J. Abrams, I'm sure he'll be worked in somehow.
I buy that.
Airplane noise? What?
Well, I didn't get your percentage. So what is your percentage that he's coming back?
Mine? 90.
Yours is 90. Ryan?
89.
Then I'll say 91.
You got to be a dick about it, don't you?
You're right in the middle.
I think
unless it's 90%, like you can't win.
How would it be 90%? It's either he is or he isn't. So it doesn't really matter.
No, it's like rain, man. Like it's either how are you gonna do 50% in Florida? That doesn't make any sense.
I was just gonna say, rain in Florida or rain up north. There's a big difference.
It doesn't matter oh boy, this is a hot topic for me. Just like the store of the mall. Yeah, no. If you want to call it a 50% chance of rain, guess what? You said literally nothing. You said it may rain today. No idea. That's every day. If you give anything less than 50%, you don't make any sense. If you give anything more, you also don't make any sense.
All right. Well,
for 49%,
it either rains or it does not rain. You get a 50% of chance of rain every single day.
So that's how the forecast you make.
That's how it should work.
You know what? I agree with that. I do.
Yeah. No, weathermen need a goddamn job and a Mercedes.
Then you could never be wrong.
No, they're permanently wrong. But
no, I know, but if you said if it was 50% chance, you'd never be wrong.
You're playing the game of the conservative weatherman. Congratulations, you've won.
Every day I win.
That's all. Yeah, that's all you need to do in Florida. It's ridiculous.
You're right.
Uncalled for. Weathermen are stupid. They're gosh darn cheaters.
Now,
that
if
to
you'd
the
have
bank.
said if you'd have said it's probable that it would rain at night, that would be different.
I'm not doing that, and they don't do that, so no one's doing that, Ryan. Get out of here with that noise.
Just trying to look
No
for
one
more
calls it
avenues.
rain at night. They say it's rain. Period.
They should
End of
start.
story.
You know what? They should start equating it with like what people actually want to do when it's raining out. Like there's a
They
50 there's a 50% you might watch Netflix tonight.
There's a
Nothing
real
else.
good chance that weathermen should just get their shit together and get the hell out of the gosh darn TV.
You missed my joke, but that's okay.
Oh well, yeah,
Because
sorry.
it always rains the hardest when I'm at work. That's what I don't like. It never rains hard when I'm at home on a Saturday. Never.
It always rains when I'm on Saturday, but whatever.
I'm just saying. Never rains when
Rains
I'm at home on a
today.
Saturday. Not the way I want it to.
Weird tangent.
Yep.
Johnny,
You
take
guys
us home.
done? Take us home. No, so it's okay. So funny thing is about the weatherman that you guys were just bickering about for some reason.
They suck.
Did you guys know that Dennis Phillips, our local weatherman, actually has his own beer?
No.
Yeah, Crooked Thumb actually makes rule number 7, who is Dennis Phillips' signature phrase from hurricane season. It's the Rule 7 Hurricane Saison. Yeah, and that is actually brewed and canned at Crooked Thumb Brewery in Safety Harbor. It's a grapefruit finish. It's a Saison. Very easy to drink. Features his signature suspenders, tie, and banker stripe. It's an honor to the craft beer crazy Tampa Bay, and it's a limited release that's caused a social media stir. Hundreds of fans have already bugged Crooked Thumb and Phillips for a can. Phillips himself plans to buy 10 cases as gifts to give to other people. Dennis Phillips, first off, is the man. And if you guys aren't familiar with his rule number 7 during hurricane season, it's stop freaking out. Until I tell you to, we're fine. So I love Dennis Phillips. He's our local weatherman. He's a great dude, and you can chat him on Facebook, and he'll give you the weather report right now, like anytime.
And there's a 50% chance you might like that beer.
Oh, God. Get out of here.
No, I had to. I was thinking
That's
about the
all
whole time he was
part of
talking.
it.
That's all I was thinking. I was like, when's he going to stop talking? Because I got this thing.
Because I got this zinger.
Yeah.
Sweet singer, bro.
I heard the
Can
grapefruit.
we-
Let it rip.
Can we please move on, you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So the next story is still a Disney story, still a Star Wars story, technically. Just last week, this actually broke just as we were doing the podcast today. Disney filed permits for the state of Florida on July 2nd, so not just today, but a couple days ago, for cleaning earthwork, mass grading, and development, as well as the construction of a bridge over a nearby canal. The plans don't share much about the details, but it is connected to Disney's Project H, which is the long-rumored code name for the Star Wars hotel. The new permits sneak a peek into the site's plan for the property, which may give some semblance to the shape of the future hotel. I am so freaking excited for this hotel. I'm beside myself, but they did actually share some plans of what it may look like, what it may function like. Disney gave one quote, and then I'll kick it to you guys just to talk about here. But the quote they gave, and again, this is kind of just building on everything they've talked about for this resort so far. But this is per Disney. They said it's a first of a kind result. Will combine luxury with the complete immersion into an authentic Star Wars story. Guests will journey through space and start when everyone departs together for a multi-day Star Wars adventure, including boarding a ship alive with characters and stories that unfold all around them during the voyage through the galaxy. At the resort, guests will immediately become active citizens of the galaxy. They can dress up to play their proper role in attire. Every resort window will also feature a view into space. The opportunity for immersion at this resort will also stand out among Disney resorts around the globe, as it will be connected seamlessly to Star Wars: A Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios, allowing guests a total Star Wars experience. So you can't really see the picture over the audio here, but Lostman, Ryan, if you guys have the notes up, you can see it. It's going to be right there, kind of nestled in on Studio Drive, and now we know connected to Galaxy's Edge at the Hollywood Studios. So I don't know what that experience will look like. Like you get into an elevator and all of a sudden via People Mover, you're at the park. But the idea is once you're in the hotel, you don't have to leave Star Wars to go to Star Wars Land at Hollywood Studios, which I, again, am extremely excited about.
It's
So
pretty
you
awesome.
just spend all day in the hotel.
No, that's
No.
not what he said at all.
Oh, what?
You literally can go to multiple places without actually leaving the idea of Star Wars.
The
That's what it
Galaxy.
Yeah, it's okay, buddy. I, for one, am extremely excited because the only thing I ever want to do with this is I want to dress like that Smash Face guy, and just be ornery with people and go around and try and like mug people with my weird spider buddy like right next to me. I just want to be like, hey, like, what are you doing?
I don't like you.
I don't like your friend either.
My
Like,
friend doesn't like you.
I just want to do that all day. Like, and if I can just do that, actually, how long can I do that? Can I do that for like a month? That would be wonderful.
Depends how much
Like,
money you have.
I can have that much money. It's fine. I would love to just sit there and be ornery and just start trouble in the galaxy for a month. That would be lovely.
Well,
That's
guess
a
what?
new life goal.
Yeah, maybe that's something that can happen. The article here went on to say, like, do you think the hotel itself is going to look like a starship? Is it just the inside? Does it mean that every single room that has a window will have this peering view into the solar system? So every window is going to be like that. I mean, there's just a lot of possibilities with this thing, but they released a couple new pictures and images from what the concepts will look like inside the hotel. It's a very exciting time to be a Star Wars fan, is all I have to say, and I'm excited just to see what happens next. So
I bet mouse flicks will be available throughout the entire.
Mouseflix already is in the hotels, man. You go to stay at a Disney hotel, you can watch any kind of Disney crap you want to. You have all the cartoons, all the movies. They're always playing in there. It's awesome.
What I really want to know is, are they going to have the rooms like individually themed, or is it just going to be a plain hotel room with, like you said, a look into space or whatever? Because I feel like some of the rooms would be really cool if you were in the Resistance or something like that, but I don't know. What do you think about that?
No, that's a great idea. I think there will be. I think there could be, Imperial and Rebel rooms. I think it'll be a more universal, a more universal look of where it's got just basically like, it looks like it's a starship, like a room on a starship, which could look, Imperial or Rebel. They're both like stark white, glossy, kind of new and whatever. I think that's going to be a general look for the room, but I think the window will portray things that just like the Star Wars ride, right? Where you can walk in there and randomly experience one of, 100 different, ways that your story could unfold. I think that will be similar to how these windows function. I don't know.
How cool would it be though when you go to the website to like actually book your place, if it said pick a side and it was like
they may,
that would be really, really cool.
That would make sense.
I think it would make sense, and I don't know if it'd be at the website level, but it would be interesting if it did. But I think at least when you check in, it will say, what's your affiliation? Are you checking in as a dark side member, or an Imperial or a Rebel? And you'd be like, oh, I'm checking as a Rebel today. And then, it'll give you reason to come back and try it again.
But what if there are no more Rebel rooms and you have to go with Imperial? Like,
they're ambidextrified. Yeah, this is all sort of ambidextrified. But I can't imagine a worse hell where I have to sit in a room where friggin' Wedge Antilles is screaming in my ear every 13th minute, going, "Hey, man, the Alliance still needs you." And I'm like, dude, I don't even prescribe to that. Like, that's not. I'm sort of the dark side. Like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, I don't want anything to do with you.
You and I don't see eye to eye.
Yeah, like, get out of here. Like, I don't want you in my room. Please leave me alone. Like, that's ugh.
Hey, that man, like, I thought we were friends.
Yeah,
I thought you said come over later. I brought some beer and some Zima.
Zima.
I'm gonna use a stupid turbo laser and a stupid X-Wing. Get out of here with that garbage. I don't want anything to do with it.
You know what? The bigger question is will you be able to order blue milk at 3 a.m.?
Hell yeah, you will be able to.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone should be able to do that.
I hope they've thought through this. I really do, because coming up with some really good ideas here.
Yeah, this could be really bad if they don't think of all these things. Then
hey,
this
man,
missed opportunities.
Hey, man, I was going to try and take some Tylenol PM and stay up all night. What, Wedge? Nothing, man. We're good.
I don't want anything to do with that jackass. I don't want anything to do with them at all.
Hey, man,
you know what happens?
If you drink a whole bottle of Robitussin, what? Wedge? I don't think. Hey man, you know why they call me Wedge? It's like, I don't think I want to know.
Yeah. You want Porkins waking you up with your like morning, like 8 a.m. like wake up call, like
just standing over you.
Just a hologram. Yeah, hologram Porkins. Is that what you want, Ryan? Is that what you want in your life?
No, I want pork. I want
Sounds-
pork wings. That's what I want.
Well, you might get Porkins. Deal with that. Yeah. You know he was supposed to be a pig, right? Like, they just redid it because they didn't have any time for shooting that. Yeah, do the math. Do the research on that.
This is the most spiraliest episode we've ever had.
This is
Donnie
what we
knows what I'm
do.
talking about.
We're
Donnie
in our
knows what
own element right now.
Ugh.
I do know what you're talking about. We're moving on out of Star Wars news into another galaxy far, far away. The galaxy of Halo. Mr. Lausman, I gave you a sneak peek at this article, I think, yesterday when we were talking on the phone? Maybe the day before. The Halo TV series coming to Showtime. So the latest title in the Halo series is not for the Xbox, although it really is because they announced Halo 6 too. So this article's kind of misleading. But anyways, the long-running military sci-fi video game franchise is getting a live-action television series on Showtime. The show will run for a 10-episode season. Kyle Killen from Awake will serve as the executive producer, writer, and showrunner. A live-action television series for Showtime was first rumored back in 2013 with Steven Spielberg at the helm. The periodic updates since then have been made, but the announcement is official confirmation of the series moving forward into production. Each episode will be about an hour long. The production is set for early 2019. According to Showtime, the series will take place in the universe that first came to be in 2001. The dramatizing epic 26th century conflict between humanity and an alien threat known as the Covenant. Halo, quote unquote, is our most ambitious series ever. We expect audiences to be anticipating it for years audiences who have been anticipating it for years to be thoroughly rewarded, said Showtime president and CEO David Nevins. This vision of Halo will enthrall fans of the game while also drawing in the universe an uninitiated world of complex characters that populate this unique universe. The series will be produced by Showtime in association with Microsoft and 343 Industries, as well as Steven Spielberg's Amblin Television. Along with Killen, Rupert Wyatt, Scott Pennington, Justin Flavery, and Daryl Frank will be executive producers. CBS Productions International will distribute. There is no premiere date as of yet. Lausman, first off, what do you think about all that?
It's a lot of word facts you got going on there.
It is. It was a tongue twister.
There's a little bit, yeah. One thing I'd like to point out before I even get into my not so great outlook on this is Amblin. Just a fun fact. So that is the same production company that did E.T. and whatnot. Amblin.
Correct.
Well,
Amblin. This is Amblin TV. So E.T. was not Amblin TV, but it was still Amblin.
It was Amblin E.T.
Okay.
Okay, just proving weird frog noise from Ryan. Fun fact
for that.
Also, Amblin is one of the companies that what's her name did. The one who's currently doing Star Wars.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy. Yes, thank you. I had to do some research on that. Because I did not believe that. But apparently her and Steven Spielberg were the ones who kind of started all that. So interesting. You know, if anyone has any beef with her currently, you should take a look back and say, oh, she also did E.T. Maybe I don't got no beef no more. But moving beyond that, back to Halo, this is several years too late. This is not going to do well.
You think so?
Yeah. This is like Halo. What? I'm sorry. Halo was super relevant about 4 years ago, maybe 5.
I think even longer than that. I think 2001.
Yeah. Well, but I'm just saying, I mean,
By the
they're
time when Halo 3 came out, which I don't know when that was, 2006 maybe. When Halo 3 came out, that was Halo at its best. I think everybody they were sipping the Kool-Aid, they were geared up, they were jazzed up about it. That was Halo's prime time.
Yeah, and then they did weird stuff like ODST, and then things got even weirder because they just started developing the story more, and it was not needed. Like, you could have just said, like, hey, we hate aliens, we're gonna kill them, and set, like, and done. Like, we're just gonna do that for video games. But then what they did was they, like, made friends with aliens, and then things got weird with aliens, and then it was, like, more aliens, and no one cared. Like, especially myself, like, that's not necessary. We didn't need all that. You could have just said Halo 1 through 3. We don't like aliens because they're weird. Like, let's all kill them all. Like, it's fun.
Yeah, it was.
And then
it was,
a movie and a TV show would have been perfect. But now this is happening. Bad.
well, I
Bad.
think so. Like you said, Lasky, you raised a couple of good points, but yeah, the Halo 3 came out 10 years ago in September of 2007. So to your point, I mean, a show and a movie, which was, I believe, talked about at that point, just never came out. It just never was made. But now they've seen how much money, how much success you can have with like a Game of Thrones type, show. They see that Disney's making their own streaming service. So I'm sure that Showtime, who's had a streaming service for a long time, not streaming so much, but it's Showtime, right? It's a subscription service, is realizing that, hey, man, we've got to buck up here, or else we're going to get left in dust. So they're trying to grab their piece of the pie. They think this Halo thing is it. Ryan, were you ever a Halo fan? Were you ever a Halosman, if you will?
No. Fortunately, I never. My cousin was. That doesn't qualify me in the least bit. But no, I never did get into it.
So, just to reiterate, they already did do a few short feature movies or whatever. They did The Fall of Reach, and then they also did what was the other one? They did another standalone Halo movie, which was about some sort of flood type virus. And so The Fall of Reach, very cool, very awesome, great to watch, but very short lived. And by the time it was like out, it was already like, ooh, people are over it.
I feel like
more content. No, you're good.
I feel like it's gonna end up like Doom, like the movie that they did. That's how I feel, because they made the movie Doom so far past where it's awesomeness reigned, if you will. And I, like Lost Man said, they're doing the same thing with these TV shows, and I still feel like people are going to be wanting to play the movie the way that they see it after playing the game, or play the shows the way that they see it playing the game. That I don't know. That's really all I have to offer with this conversation, to be honest with you.
Some good points.
I totally think that you're right. It's a little bit too late, I think, for the Halo movie, and I think that they are choosing this time for the wrong time. I think there would have been a better time to do this, but we'll see. Ryan, your comparison of Doom, is right on point. And then the crazy thing is that I think that movie, did it come out in 2016?
It was recent. It was very recent.
There's several Dooms.
Yeah, there's the movie is what he's saying. Like the movie, I get
with
it.
The Rock, I think, wasn't he in that?
That was several years ago. That was 4 or 5 years ago.
Was it?
Oh yeah, with The
This
Rock.
is saying 2005.
Oh yeah, 2005. That's
Jesus Christ.
That's 12 years ago. 13 years ago.
But was Doom even still being played back when they came out with the movie? No,
dude. And
Doom was a game that I played when I think MS DOS was like your basic screen. I feel like Windows just came out.
I had Doom on my Nokia brick, which everyone knows what I'm talking about. My Doom on my Nokia brick, and I got so sucked into it at work when I was working at a golf course. I was like real close on the screen, and I turned a corner, and I came across like a very, very large alien bad guy, and I literally jumped out of my chair. And this was like 2006, 7-ish. Like I was still in high school, and I lost it because I was like, whoa! Like I turned a corner in this 4-direction world and just lost it because I saw this big old space monster. And it was the coolest thing ever because I threw myself out of a chair that was older than myself, like, which was great. Like that the chair was older than me. It was a 40-year-old chair.
You
clearly
played Doom on a Nokia brick?
Yeah, dude, and it was sick. That was so solid. You have no idea what cell phone gaming is like until you do that at 4 a.m. at a golf course before anyone else exists in the morning.
I feel like this is the phone that they invented Snake to play on, or whatever.
Oh, dude, I had Snake 2, bro.
Yeah,
I had
Snake all
Snake 1
day.
and Snake 2.
This is
Yeah.
the phone that they used to you could do ringtones with, right?
Oh, dude, you could do anything with the Nokia brick.
Oh,
That
my
thing,
God.
I fell into a lake with that thing in my pocket one time, and it still survived. I barely did.
Wow.
Yeah, like that cell phone pretty much had me beat.
They had Angry Birds?
No,
Yeah, they did.
did they?
I'm looking at Google right now.
Ryan's doing that thing, and when he looks at the computer, he looks like he's talking. But he's not
Oh
talking,
my
he's just
God.
Googling stuff.
I'm Googling stuff. Sorry.
Whatever. Who cares? First off, damn, God, guys.
God damn it.
So
No.
I don't know how we get on this topic, but they are making a second Doom movie. as I was googling, they're making another Doom movie. I think maybe it has something to do with the second Doom video game that's coming out. I don't know. But it looks like, it looks like it may go straight to Netflix. So that'd be interesting to see if that's what happens. But it was 13 years ago, so we'll see. Anyways, I don't know. Doom. How do we get on Doom? Why are we talking about Doom?
I talked about Doom in my comparison to when they're making the
Loved
the Halo. There was
Doom.
there was a thing.
Well, just like Doom, they should have made this Halo movie when The Rock had hair, which was 2005. So it's fine. They're a little bit late on the on the gun here. We'll see what happens as this thing begins to fire off. But I hope for the best for the Halo series, because I honestly feel like I'm the generation that boss, you got me hooked on Halo. We played it for a long time. It's seriously since 2005 or 2004, 7, whatever it was. Ever since Halo 3, 2007, I was hooked on Halo and I loved it. And I played it for years and years and years. So hopefully this goes well. I've wanted nothing more than to get a proper Halo movie. Halo 6 looks like we might get a chance to see Master Chief's face. The show might be, even sooner. So.
Yeah, you can't actually hope for that, by the way. Like, if you want to see his face, you're doing it wrong because...
You're not a fan?
Well, I mean, how pissed would you be if it was like Tom Cruise? And he's like, oh, been in this mask this whole time. For 20 years, I've just had a mask. And now it's me, Mission Impossible guy. Like, ugh.
If I can say one thing to this entire conversation... There is never going to be a more terrible movie. I know I talked about my favorite anime of all time earlier in the show, but there's never going to be a more terrible movie than when they recreated Dragon Ball as a real life action movie. So
yeah, that was rough.
We do, as Dragon Ball fans, we do not acknowledge that movie. That movie,
Dragon Ballers.
There is not even a cult following. Yeah, Dragon. Oh Jesus!
Do you guys actually call yourselves that?
No, but I guess we will.
Dragon
I feel like
Ballers.
you need to, yeah.
Dragon Ballers. What's up?
I mean, how can you not?
We don't even acknowledge that film. That film is just anarchy. It's crazy. It's not even part of our thing. So if as long as the Halo series is better than that, I think you guys are good. Stand a chance.
It's probably not.
I don't know because if you know anything about video game, movie, or TV adaptations, they are never, and I don't mean hardly or rarely, I mean never A, accurate, or B, good. Ever. Well, look at Warcraft, look at Assassin's Creed.
They're still making Tomb Raiders.
The Mario Brothers.
Oh,
sure, they've only rebooted that like 3 times after 3 trilogies or whatever it was. Like, screw it. It's never.
Should have stopped at Angelina Jolie.
They made a couple Street Fighters and Mortal Kombats. I don't know.
Also, they were all terrible. Look at the Mario Brothers movie. God awful.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
John Leguizamo sucks as Luigi. I'm just saying.
Dude, he's not that bad. Honestly, if you can think of anybody else who would be a better Luigi.
Anybody else?
Who? In particular?
Anyone.
the problem. You know what the problem is with these movies?
Nope.
'Cause they always have to explain the backstory. That's what they shouldn't do. Don't explain the backstory. The people that are watching it probably already know.
Well, they definitely know. They're the only people that are going to watch them.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Don't explain the backstory. Just jump right into the middle of it. Jump into a mission. Jump into something. Don't explain the backstory, and people might be enticed. If you have to explain the backstory, we've been there. We were there 20 years ago. What are you trying to tell us now? That might win. That might win.
You realize that was every single Halo game before they made the Halo movies that they've already made.
That's my point. Don't explain
Wow.
the backstory.
Yeah. They don't do that. They just go, yeah, we're just going to go with it. Like,
Well,
yeah,
then
I know. It's right up your alley, dude.
I
You
might
should-
watch it.
You should watch Forward Onto Dawn. And yeah.
No,
Good
you know,
time.
this reminds me of the Uncharted movie, and like this rumor that this thing is happening, and when it's not really happening, but Tom Holland might be the actual Uncharted kid. I don't know.
Why are you using your freaking Spider-Man Homecoming voice?
Because it's
Don't
Tom
do that.
Holland.
Was the
Oh,
Assassin's
Tom
Creed
Holland's,
movie that bad? I didn't
Get
think it
that
was that
garbage
bad.
out of here. That kid is garbage.
That kid's going to be the Uncharted kid, Mr. Stark.
I hate all of this.
He's going to do it, Mr. Stark.
Oh my god.
There you have it, folks. Spider-Man is now the new voice of Mickey Mouse. There you go.
No, Tom Holland.
Pretty much.
Wow, again spiraling. Tom Holland is supposed to be the person who plays the young Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movie, which is somehow comparative to the Halo franchise movie. God, can we just be done? Which is a show, I guess.
Yeah, let's just call it.
We're calling it. All right.
Last man, are your sheets dry yet?
No.
Okay.
Don't even. Is that fucking necessary?
Yeah.
You need to bring that, like, my pillowcases into this shit. Like, you know they're not. It's
I know.
only been an hour.
on
It takes clearly several hours to dry a pillowcase.
on
in a
that
fucking
note.
1-1 apartment from 1982.
On that note, we are going to end this show. Thank you, and I'm sorry for listening to this episode at number 71. It has been a blast hanging out with you. We do appreciate you downloading, listening, throwing a nice little subscribe and a review for us. As always, Mr. Lausman, where can the good folks find you?
At the laundromat.
Down the street?
Yep.
Or you can find him at Mr. Lausman on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook's, YouTube, something. All those places? Some of those places?
All those places. Find me. Let's have some fun.
All right. A Broodboy at 13. Where can the good kids find you?
Instagram and Twitter at Broodboy813.
All right. And as we say at the end of every episode of the podcast here, Mr. Broodboy at 13.
It's okay to hang your sheets out to dry. There's a 50% chance of rain.
Go sheet yourself. bro.
You've been listening to the official podcast of the Brewmasters Club, Craft Brews and Geek News. Grab a beer with the guys and be sure to subscribe to catch additional content. Add this podcast to your favorite RSS feed or iTunes. Chat with the guys on Twitter at Brewmasters Club and Facebook and online at www.brewmasters.club. Cheers!